Hello, welcome back to Baert Gallery. I'm here with Jiwon Cha, South Korean London-based artist, for her first solo show at Baert Gallery an eternity from now. Jiwon, so good to see you.
Good to see you.
I'd love to know more about the anxious sublime and why anxious is capitalized and why sublime is not.
When I first started with the theme of or the topic of the anxious sublime, I wanted to be more honest with my paintings because before I was more focused on like the combination of the natural and the artificial and how they're like all mixed together. But then I feel like as time passed, it became into an interest of more about the emotional aspects of it. And because I was very much interested in traditional sublime paintings of where like industrial revolution people would see nature, and because it is so grand and vast they would feel like awe and horror. Okay, what would sublimity be in today's time when everything is so mixed together, like the natural and the artificial? So then I kind of shifted my focus into what people were feeling, and I took the emotions of what caused sublimity to people, like the vast contrast between like beauty and horror.
A contrast and combination of what is beautiful but also terrifying.
Not only beauty and terror, it could be like any emotions that are drastically different but coexist in a person's mind.
You look at images of nature, you accumulate, information, visual information, and then sort of work with it internally. And then when you're working on the canvas, you get rid of it. You go from your gut. You're working from a mental, for purely mental image. Can you tell me a little bit about what steps you take to go from the raw material of these images of nature to what you're doing with the paint?
I start with photo references that I collect in the outside, the nature. I just take photos of, it might be like flowers, it might be branches, it might be a landscape of hills or mountains. And it's more of I get inspired by their gestures. I do sketch with an airbrush first when I paint. After my initial sketch, I completely get rid of the reference image, and it's more about capturing the feelings or the emotions that came to me when I saw those landscapes or natural objects, and also capturing what feelings that come to me while I paint.
You are on many levels and in different ways working with contrast, with things sort of, I wanted to say attacking each other, but that's not really the case. More of these conflicting elements and bringing them together in one painting.
I want to keep the viewer's eye in the painting as long as possible, and to make the viewers like find different aspects or different moments every time they come back to a painting.
I can find serenity in the corners of the composition of the canvas, and then this almost bloody sort of point of confrontation.
There's no mistakes when painting. I think that's why I kind of like having the loss of control when I paint. I like actually when accidents happen. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It would always have a common thread, whether if it's a painting or a sculpture or a video that you make. You don't really have to have a consistent thread connecting all that, because it would be you connecting all of it. Title of the painting is "And Our Worlds Came Together." To be like very, very honest with you, I wanted to paint what love felt like. Yeah, it was mostly of like trying to capture the feeling of love, and not only the good parts of it, the ugly parts as well. Yeah, I just wanted to be very honest with my colors, and um I guess every temperature is in the painting, because I guess love is overwhelming.
Jiwon, you said the ugly parts of love are included in the painting. I'm just curious to know, you know, as far as you're concerned, where is that?
I guess I say that because there is so much colors in here, there of course would be like a part where it gets a bit muddy and a bit messy and unresolved in a way. And for me, like, I see like the muddy parts. I don't want to point out where.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But I actually wanted to keep it that way, um, because yeah, I felt it was like a honest portrayal of what love is, of what that feeling is. Because yes, it's beautiful, but I feel like sometimes it can be very selfish in a way, and many other different things. Yeah, for me, my paintings are like my diary, and like an encrypted one that people can't quite figure out what it's really about, but it's very honest.